Well, I don't know why I decided to take on this project in the middle of the winter, but we're doing long arms on the rear. But the issue I'm having is my plan was to do just like the front and do the Y-link and go to this one. But the gas tank is completely in the way over here, and I wouldn't be able to do that at all on the driver's side. So I could do one link on this side, but I don't feel like that's going to be strong enough to control the driver's side over there. I sold the core short arms, and so I'm throwing these are front links, same ones as the front side from Rough Country. I put those back there, and I got these mounts that I welded up, decent weld, then welded them to the frame here, and then I've got to do the other side too, and cut off the old mount. But yeah, so I was going to do this a radius arm in the rear, but it's seeming to be impossible to get that radius arm on the driver's side because of the gas tank. Now I've looked up, and apparently the Jeep JKs have the same issue where the tank is basically in the way of mostly everything. And so what the JK has as an option is a 3-link where they have a bracket that will mount to the bolts for the tank, and then you'll run a 3rd link right here on top. Now Barnes 4-wheel drive makes that bracket, and it's only like $40. I've thought about that, but it wouldn't be able to get here till, shoot, it's Christmas time, so it's like everything's pushed back, and it'd be like January 4th or something like that, and I don't know if I want to wait that long. So now I'm thinking about trying to make that bracket, and then I will cut off that mount and weld it on top of this plate here. I don't want to weld it to the cast because welding steel to cast steel is pretty tough. There's a high failure point risk for that, so I kind of want to just weld it to this steel plate here and then bolt it on. And then I've got this arm here that I will run this with one hand from the top of the plate to the bracket that I make, and yeah, just weld that on there. So that's what I'm thinking right now. And then shaving off the Y-link on both sides, and then it'll have a proper long arm 3-link. But yeah, that's where I'm at now. So the rear arms are for a XJ, and it's the XJ front long arm kit from Rough Country, which is what I've got up there. But they sent me 2 arms, or sent me 4 arms, because there was a shipping issue with one of them, and so they resent out another set of arms, and so now I've got 4 of them. So I figured I'd put them to use and put them back here. So yeah, that's the plan. But it's cold outside, and I have little to no motivation. But I've already sold these, and so I need to hurry up and get them off and get them shipped before people start complaining. Springs. I couldn't get. I sold the WJ springs that were on here. They weren't firm enough. So what I did was took the Omi HD springs that I had and put 2 pucks on top of it, and I've been running it like that, but that is ready to pop out on both sides. It doesn't like sitting like that. So I've got some Ibach 3-inch inner diameter, 18-inch long, 300-pound springs that I'm going to try to put back here, and hopefully that'll be firm enough and fit in place properly. But that's what's going on right now, and this is how you do it if you're wanting to run a 3-link. I keep trying to find pictures online of people that have run 3 links on the back of WK or XKs, and I can't find enough pictures to figure out what they did. I know they're all 3-link, so I don't know where they're mounting that 3rd link at. Yeah, I will keep everyone posted. Alright, well, there's the solution there. So I cut off the mount off the other arm, and I stole that piece of metal there from a seat bracket. It's thicker than sheet metal. See, my whole thing with this is a lot of the stuff that stuff is already bolted to is pretty thin, and it's holding stuff. So if I do a little bit thicker than whatever factory is, then it should be fine. I hadn't had any issues up front, so we'll see. But this could be just temporary until I can order the one from Barnes. But those holes are in perfect placement, so I can just pull those bolts out, bolt that in, and then I've got my 1-link mount for the body. I'm gonna pull that other mount off of this guy and bolt that, or weld that to the plate, the balancer plate, and we should have mounts for the upper link. And then we'll throw that in there, and then we'll have a 3-link deal there. Cool. Alright, so this is the finished product of the long arm 3-link rear. Got our mounts that we got from Midnight 4x4 in Salt Lake, Utah. The arms that I just shaved the mounts off of. The upper link is actually a JK track bar from Skyjacker, I think. I don't know. I bought it when I was waiting on my bushings for my other track bar, so I bought that. They had it in stock, and it was like $100, so I went and got that. Well, that fits up there perfect, and then curves out so that it gets away from the gas tank more. Mount I built up there, and then the rear mount is actually the that guy there that I cut off, and then I welded it to the top plate here. So this has got 3 bolts in that top plate holding it to the diff, and then I also just kind of ran a bunch of weld just to help it out a little bit. If it does help it out, great. If it doesn't, I'll be able to see if that weld breaks and if there's any type of flex or anything like that in that section. I decided to use that mount because it was taller than the little mounts that were on the arms, and so I wanted it to be up more to help push the pinion angle back. And I took it out on the freeway last night and drove it for about 60 miles, and it did great. And we took it out today and no issues. It's a lot softer ride in the back, which is, I mean, that's gonna happen because you've got longer arms, and so you don't have the downforce of short arms, you know, so it's a bit softer. But that's fine. Tried to get those springs back there, but they didn't fit. I need to find a 3.5-inch spring that's like 21 inches long with like a 300-pound rate. But yeah, we cut the mount off over there, so we've got plenty of room to go for up travel. Cut the mount off there. I didn't cut it off perfectly, but you know, there's a channel in between there that the arm can go up plenty. And that's how she be. So we got long arms front and rear, and we'll see how she does.